All right, and we are live. I say we, and as in me and you in the audience. So Dan is not going to be here tonight for the Unhinged Tech, the latest and greatest tech talk show on Wednesday night. So lots and lots of great things going on in tech this week. Lots of craziness the last couple of days. The Apple event, we got the PlayStation pre-orders went live this afternoon, which I think they're pretty much all gone now. But hopefully, if you were interested in getting a PlayStation 5, you were able to pick one of those up for your pre-order. But if not, then I think some places are still allowing you to do it. So that's cool as well. I clicked on the Best Buy link so I could pre-order one. Theirs haven't gone live yet, but you can go to their website and click on the pre-order information and put in your email address, and they'll send you a notification when the pre-orders actually start. But I think like GameStop, Target, I was that close to getting one on Target. And I clicked on their link. It was in my cart. It said it was there. I hit the checkout button. And when I hit the checkout button, it said that there was none available. So, yeah, they got me real good. But either way, so I've got mine registered with Best Buy. We'll see. And I'm not even that big of a PlayStation fan. I mean, I like video games. Don't get me wrong. I just don't have a whole lot of time to play long, in-depth games anymore. I picked up Final Fantasy VII Remake. I picked up Last of Us 2. I got them the days that both of them came out, and I played them for like 3 hours. I'm like, man, this is really nice. And then I haven't touched it ever since. So, I don't know. Maybe one day I'll get around to playing some of these games that I have backlogged because, like I said, I do like video games. It's just a matter of having time to do it. And let me hop over in the link here so I can send this over to the Twitters. So hopefully you're all having a fantastic week so far. Yeah, Josh, between my normal like 9 to 5 job, and then on top of that, we've got all my videos. So I put out like 5-6 videos a week, and then keeping track of everything else plus family. I don't have a lot of time to play these 40, 50-hour games, and Dan decided to send a reply here through Periscope on Twitter. I guess he is going to join in here in a second. So good, bad, or indifferent. Looks like Dan is going to be here. So that's cool. Let me go ahead and put the link in Twitter anyway so other people can show up. Come join us. Whoop. So if you pre-ordered the PlayStation, go ahead and why don't you drop something down in the comments. I think we're going to talk some video game console stuff tonight, which is fun. And on top of that, we're also going to talk about the Apple event. Super excited. I really like the new iPad Air, especially with the different colors that it has. Really big fan of the sky blue one. Also, the new Apple Watch, especially in that product red, looks fantastic. Looks real fantastic. Dan, if you're watching right now, I just sent you the link over on Twitter in your DM. So, yeah, really excited about that. I like the product red. Ever since the product red came out with I think iPhone 8 was the very first one. I think so. And I had the product red iPhone 8, and I totally loved it. And then I got the product red iPhone SE. I had another product red. I think it might have been the 8 Plus, but totally love them. I think it looks fantastic, supports the cause, all that good stuff. And it's a little bit different from the normal, day-to-day stuff because, I don't know, silver and space gray kind of get boring after a while. But, I mean, legitimately, Apple, they do make good products. And just one more question if you're watching right now. I've got my air conditioner behind me running right now because it's hot out here. So hopefully that's not coming through on the audio. If it is, I'll see if I can mess with the stream settings a little bit. But, yeah. So Apple event. I actually fell asleep during the Apple event yesterday. I had a doctor's appointment yesterday morning. I got home and I laid down and I had the intention of watching it. And I was in the lobby and stuff. And the next thing I knew, it was like 2 hours later, I had laid down. So I actually watched the condensed version, and the condensed version got me excited enough to watch the full version. So lots of cool things. Of course, iOS 14 dropped today. I think iPad OS, and then I think the Watch OS even came out today. So that was cool. If you've got an iPhone, I don't actually have an iPhone right now. This is the first time in a long time that I have not had an Apple device that I'm concurrently using. Like, it's always kind of been I have one Android phone and I have one Apple phone. and it just hasn't been that way here recently because I've got so many other phones that I've been testing out. I have the Fold, which I got back in January, but I got the Z Flip, and then I got the Z Flip 5G. I got the Note 20 Ultra. I've got also the Surface Duo, which I've really been enjoying. Maybe some of y'all saw my unboxing video that I did. So I did an unboxing video in an airplane the other day. That was a lot of fun. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But this guy right here, I've actually really been enjoying using it. It has gotten cleaned up a little bit. Some of the issues it was having, because it had some bug issues, it had some freezing up issues, it had lots of different problems going on with it. So there are some bugs that are baked into this operating system that they got to get fixed. But like my screen is not going into like strobe light mode anymore from Chrome. But it still has issues with like the camera shutter. You press it a bunch of times. Sometimes it takes a picture, sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't want to switch the screens from one side to the other, especially when you're taking pictures. It freezes for no reason. Like it froze up on me yesterday when I was trying to silence my alarm from the lock screen. And then I couldn't get into my phone and I couldn't turn off my alarm and I had to restart my phone. So, I mean, it does have some issues, but by and large, I mean, I have been enjoying using it, especially late at night. It's nice kind of laying in bed. I was talking to my buddy Grego's TV the other day, and he was asking me kind of some of my favorite things about it. And being able to hold it kind of in like book mode like this, I really enjoy holding the device like this, and then laying in bed. It is nice, especially since I started reading this ebook that I got. So I have been enjoying that. I got a couple people in here. Josh is here. David's here. Joe's here. CH Gadgets. Yeah, this right here is an issue with this device. I mean, it would be one thing if they were new to the phone game. It would be one thing if they were new to the software game. It would be one thing if like a lot of just different asterisks. But they debuted this phone a year ago, and it was working seemingly during the demonstration. So having waited a year for this device to come out and it still has this many bugs is very frustrating and almost to the level of inexcusability, if really it is kind of at that level from a company like Microsoft. It's not like they're a startup. I mean, the word software is in their name. They invented the PC. So I have serious issues with that. It does frustrate me, but I've been enjoying the phone. Hey, Digital Slang, welcome. It does frustrate me also. The battery life is not amazing. I didn't expect it to be incredibly amazing because it only has like a 3,577 milliamp battery. So I do have concerns with that. Like I've been using two phones simultaneously. Like I'm using my Note 20 Ultra and I'm also using my Surface Duo. So if I were just using the Surface Duo, it would probably last me about as long as the Note 20 Ultra, if not a little bit less. And I haven't even had the brightness up that bright. Now, one thing I will say about these panels that it has on here, the screen is actually pretty darn bright. Like I don't even roll with this one all the way up. I think I kind of keep it at about like the 60% mark. So I've been really impressed with that. The brightness is really bright. Oh, look who it is.
Sorry, I have to listen to sniffles.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? What the hell?
I can't hear anything. Not that I'm missing much, but I can't hear you.
Let me have a look at my microphone.
So he's going to try and get it done. Yeah. So like Josh says here, yeah, the Duo does have a beautiful screen. It's really impressive.
Say bye-bye.
Well, he kind of made it. I mean, he's sitting there looking at us. It's
sound.
Like when you go to the zoo and you see the animals on the other side of the glass.
Still no sound.
I don't hear you. Close it out and hop back in. Maybe that'll fix it. Maybe it just needs to reinitialize something. So he'll try to be back in a minute. I will say one thing though. I'm not used to looking at myself from this angle, and this is getting worse. Like I'm just gonna have to get like a razor and chop off the rest of this and just go with like. This ain't good. Oh, y'all can hear Dan? Yeah. Maybe it's just me. Maybe my speakers are the ones that are not turned on. Hold on a second.
I'm holding.
Because apparently other people can hear you, but I can't hear you.
I thought so. Yeah.
I hear you, and I really like it this way. So hold on one second. Speaker communication. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Say something now.
Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye.
Oh my gosh, this is really annoying.
You say bye-bye?
Hold on.
Yeah, that's it. Bye-bye. See, now here's the real live stream with my sickly ass. And yeah, bye-bye. Bye. See, saying bye to Adam. Bye-bye, Adam. That's the best thing that could have happened, right? Mm-hmm. Bye-bye. Yeah, here he is. Look, see? The man
I
next.
don't know what the deal is. I'm still not hearing you. You know what? I know what the problem is.
Really? You're gonna sit there? You're gonna sit there like an air traffic controller?
Speakers. Nope.
Joe said bye. Bye, Ronald.
Ah, there we go. Well, it'll play when I have the speakers, but it won't come out of the headphones, but not my regular speakers.
That's kind of weird, and I'm the one who's sick.
Yeah, I'm gonna unplug this sucker and see if it comes out of my speakers now.
Yeah, because it looks like you're gonna direct traffic in from air
It's
traffic.
really, really annoying.
Well, now you know how I feel when I deal with you most of the time. It's really annoying. That's right. Tell him bye-bye.
I understand what's going on here. It's got to be because I set up this RTX voice thing, and let me put that. Let me try this again. I don't know why in the world it won't come out of anything other than my. There we go. I figured it out.
Oh, have you? Are you sure now?
Now let me change this.
My son's saying bye-bye to you.
Oh my gosh! Thank goodness. Yes. So I was trying to clean up my audio. I was trying to clean up my audio because I've got my air conditioner on back here, and I didn't want it to be popping up over the microphone. So I got RTX audio or RTX voice, and I set it up, and it completely messed everything up, and it added a new sound profile down to where my speaker's at, and I had it turned all the way up, and I don't know why in the world it wouldn't show up. So anyway, we're good now.
I think my son wants you to leave.
What?
I think my son wants you to leave. All he said since you come back is bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.
Bye.
Right, are you going to go to bed?
So
Go on then.
nice you to show up. I guess you're feeling like trash.
Yeah, I turned on and I saw you sat there in your not your place, and I thought, oh, I need to go to hell.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't hear from you till this afternoon, so I figured you weren't feeling all that great.
Oh, excuse me, but you like sniffles and coughs. Shut up, David. You took these. Anyway, I can hear myself through your computer.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Maybe it's the volume. Am I overly loud?
No.
Let me try this. Let me disable audio processing.
No,
That fix it?
No, I can hear myself.
You can still hear yourself?
Yeah. And your air conditioner.
All right. Well, let me put the audio processing back on.
Got rid of the air conditioner. Oh, and I can't hear myself anymore.
All right. Maybe it just need to be reactivated.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. So yeah, crazy day today. Did you pre-order a PlayStation?
No. Xbox first, and then I'll get a PlayStation second.
I was just talking about this like before you got on. Like the PlayStation's cool and all, and they've got better like exclusive titles. I mean, because they actually still have exclusive titles. I mean, Microsoft doesn't have a whole lot of those anymore.
And that's it. Well, they're all on PC as well, so
yeah, it's just one of those things. Which, and that's cool and all, but there's just nothing right now on the PlayStation 5 horizon that's really luring me in. Like I look at it and I go, okay, that's cool, but I like to get the consoles when they first come out, but then you get them and they have like 4 games at launch and you're like sitting around for 6 months waiting for something new to come out.
that's a good thing about the Xbox because it's going to play everything from before, so it's really not a problem.
Well, that's generally how it is. They always release around the same time a new Call of Duty game comes out, and the Call of Duty game is always backward compatible. So It's like I'll be able to do that. I will get for sure the Xbox on launch day. Like I always play Xbox. I mean, you and I play Xbox together all the time. I will for sure get that. The PlayStation 5 I will also get. If I can get it on launch day, I will. just because I have like technology addiction issues. So I'll buy it. I mean, I'll probably play it like the first day and then let my kids play it. And I'll be playing Fall Guys on it with my $500 PlayStation 5, just running around in that little jelly bean in the hot dog suit, running down the ramp. I mean, it's cool. I mean, I like the new stuff, and I've always gotten them on launch day as far back as I can remember. I mean, I waited in line at Best Buy and Walmart when the PlayStation 3 came out.
Yep.
I waited in line for the Xbox. I waited in line for the Wii, the Nintendo Switch. I mean, I've always gone out and like waited in line for these things at midnight so I could get one.
You're doing that. Huh? Mine's going to be pre-ordered through either Best Buy or Amazon, and it'll come the next day. The day of release, the day of launch is the day I'll have it. I'm not going waiting at midnight in a line full of spastics like I did when I went and got the Xbox One. No.
Yeah, I'll be all right this go around. I'm not overly worried about it. They're pretty good about getting them out now. I mean, the only thing that worries me now is just because of the way things have been this year with like supply chain issues. And I mean, nobody's been able to get a full complement of anything out, much less something like consoles. Consoles, they never have enough of them whenever launch day rolls around. So,
oh, absolutely. Amazon are always well prepared. When I got my launch day Xbox One through them, sorry, it was the Xbox One X that I had to go there at midnight with, and they made a mess of everything. But Amazon, when I had the day one version of the Xbox One when it came out, when it first came out, and they had that at my door before 10 o'clock, and I didn't even pre-order it until later on the night after pre-orders opened, so they must have had plenty of them. I remember there was a photograph going around, and there was like pallets full of them in the warehouse, so I would imagine.
The last one I waited for was a Nintendo Switch, and I basically just walked down to. I went to Walmart at like 9:30 at night, and I got one at midnight. But fortunately, I did because they only had like a handful of them. Mm-hmm. And then otherwise, these Nintendos, they sell out like hotcakes. Yeah. So the Nintendos are hard to get. That's the only one that I mean, in this world today, I probably wouldn't do that now. I'm not going to go stand on with a mask on at Walmart or whatever. Nice. Actually, I did just get their PR contact today.
Yeah, I missed that today. I was in bed.
I missed it too. Unfortunately, I had an IRS phone call for a client, and then I had a follow-up phone call with a client that lasted like 3 hours. So I didn't get to participate in it at all. But the guy that hosted it, they're going to have the media Dropbox down soon, so you'll be able to get all that.
I saw something about that.
Yeah. So I'll pass along everything to you anyway. If you don't get it. I just realized that light wasn't on. So. Yeah, let's talk about the Apple event yesterday because I'm sure there's some people here that are interested in that. Did you watch it?
I watched it afterwards, and I do not understand why there is an Apple Watch SE and then the Series 3. Why would anyone buy a Series 3 Apple Watch?
I don't really know. The series. So here's basically my the new SE is basically the Apple Watch 4. It's basically what it is. Minus the heart rate. No, there's no heart stuff on there. I think it still has the irregular heartbeat detection, but it doesn't do the ECG. Yeah, and everything is better than what you can get on the Series 3. But the Series 3 is more expensive than the SE. I don't know because the SE is $299, right?
Yeah.
No, the Apple Watch 3. I think they're dropping to $199.
Oh, really? I thought it was the other way around. Oh, I don't know.
No.
I'm foggy, so.
No, Apple Watch Series 3, $199. Apple Watch SE, $299. Apple Watch Series 6, $399.
I've been kind of out of it for 3 days, so yeah, I was like.
Yeah, $199 is a good deal, and it's also the old screen size and the old style as well. Yeah. And I really like the new style a lot better.
Absolutely, the Series 4 was even though it doesn't look like a big leap, if you have both of them in your hand, the Series 4 is a big upgrade over the Series 3. So.
Yeah, I just gave mine to my son like 2 weeks ago because I haven't used it since quarantine started back in March. So I don't even have an iPhone right now.
Yeah.
I feel pretty comfortable in saying this because my wife doesn't actually watch any of my videos, but I ordered her the Series 6, so it'll be here. Actually, it's not going to be here till like next week. Like when I ordered it, it was like, available on the 18th, and then it said processing for like forever. And then I finally got the email. It's like, I'm going to get it on like the 26th or something like that.
Yeah, a lot of people are getting them like August 3rd, October 3rd, October 5th, October 8th. So yeah,
I mean, I thought I ordered it quickly. So I thought for sure I was going to get it on launch day. and I guess I should just count myself lucky.
You still may. Did you get it direct from Apple?
Yeah,
they do that. You'll probably get it launch day.
And I'm not over. I got her the gold 40 millimeter one that has that green braided band. Yeah, she really likes green stuff, and she likes the gold, and she's a redhead. It all kind of goes well together. She has green everything, so I went ahead and I got that for her. She's got I bought her a Series 5 like for Mother's Day. So I'm going to give that to my daughter. My wife, she's been using it. She got like this nice scratch on top, which I got a protective cover with a glass screen thing on it, so you can't really see it now. But it irks her, so I'm going to give that to my daughter to go with her iPhone 10, and then now my wife will have this one.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
I mean, Dave has a point here too. You can use it with multiple phones. You can use multiple watches with one phone now, which is really an interesting concept.
I need to look into that because the Apple Watch, as much as I like Android and everything else, the Apple Watch is the only really good smartwatch.
I absolutely love it. I mean, if you could use it just as well with an Android phone instead of an iPhone, I would totally enjoy it. The thing is, I don't really use a watch because I'm at home all the time. Like when I used to be at the office all the time, I enjoyed having it because it kept me kind of not looking at my phone all the time, because when I get notifications, I can just look at my wrist. So it makes me more productive at work, and it keeps me from like messing with my phone all the time. But at home, I just could care less for it. It's just kind of annoying wearing it on my wrist all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind one. I've always liked one, and I wouldn't mind one because of the ECG, for reasons you know why. It'd be just nice to have, but I just hated the thought of being strapped to an iPhone all the time. And I know I used to carry an iPhone as a second phone, but I'm not going to do that anymore because I just can't stand iOS. I just can't.
Your microphone keeps cutting out every I don't know what the deal is.
Are you sure it's not you?
I don't know. Maybe it's not doing that for other people, but you'll be talking and then it kind of fades out for a second and I lose you and then it comes back. So
weird. I don't know. That's what it does when we're on the Xbox when you're talking.
It might be something to do with this RTX audio too.
All right.
I don't know. Let me see. Josh here says, bought my wife an Apple Watch. She never wears it. However, she uses it to find her phone. She loses it. So my wife was a complete diehard Samsung person for the last couple of years, and she didn't want to change. I was like, honey, like she would complain about the battery life. She would complain about interface stuff. She hated because she was in all these group chats, and the group chat stuff wouldn't work. They all had iMessage. So I gave her my iPhone 11 Pro Max right after CES. I'm like, here, honey, try this. I think you'll like it. Well, I never got my iPhone 11 Pro Max back. And then it went to, okay, I need some different earbuds. And I'm like, here, honey, I bought these AirPods Pro that I don't have an iPhone for anymore. Use these. And I never got those back. She loves those. And then I got her the watch that she's like, I got this old Fossil Generation 3. I like it. It's just fine. And so I got her the Apple Watch Series 5. And, after like an hour, she fell in love with that. And then I got her an iPad. And it's like, she has everything now. And she is like Appled out. So I have no doubt that she's going to enjoy the new one when she gets it. But like you were saying, I hate feeling tethered. Like I change phones so much. I really hate feeling like I have to use one because of XYZ. And that watch really makes me feel like I have to use an iPhone. And I don't like that.
Yeah. You see, I think I could forward. I'm not sure how this works with T-Mobile, but can't you use their digits, as they call it, to forward the number to an Apple Watch maybe? So I would get my notifications on that. I don't know. I'd have to look into it, but I definitely get all my emails and everything that I get through. The amount of times I get texts is few and far between, so it won't really matter anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like it. I like this new product, red one. I think it looks cool, and the blue one looks nice too.
I like the blue and the iPad in the blue.
So the iPad, I am really more excited about the iPad.
What are they doing? Talk about cannibalizing sales. And Apple are good at this. I've said this before, that they do this. It's a very confusing release schedule, because they cannibalize into each segment. The only one that they don't ever cannibalize into is the MacBook Pro. But everything else, they just chump sales out of each one. I mean, that new iPad Air is a 2018
iPad Pro
with a faster processor in it. All right, it's got less graphics cores activated. So when they bring out a new iPad Pro, it'll be an A14Z and it'll have those extra cores. But
yeah,
I'm pretty sure that the 14 on the 5-nanometer processor is going to be faster than even the 2020 iPad Pro.
It is. It's curious. And here's the thing. I've never felt like I needed an iPad Pro. It's just not, I mean, I like having a tablet for a tablet, but I don't necessarily need one for like a Pro feature. But I really like the way that iPad Pros look. And it's just funny to me. Yeah, I don't care about the LiDAR. I don't care about the wide angle camera. I don't care about any of that. The Face ID stuff really doesn't bother me. So the new iPad Air is actually really ideal for someone like me who wants to have something with a little bit more power. I could foreseeably edit video on it if I wanted to. And it's more powerful than the iPad Pro that came out here last go around. And it also has the Magic Keyboard support as well with that base. So I like what they did with it. I really like the colors. Like, I think this is a really happy medium for a lot of people. Like, I don't think it's going to cannibalize sales too much because I don't think the people that are going to buy it would be ones that would buy the iPad Pro anyway. I mean, someone like me. But
me who uses an iPad to edit, or I did. Me going back out into the market if this S7 Plus doesn't do what I want it to or doesn't, get me where I want it to get me, I'm going to go back out and buy an iPad. I am not going to buy an iPad Pro. I am going to buy an iPad Air.
I'm thinking about buying one anyway, just so I can review it, and then I may give it to my wife and give my wife give the kids hers because she's got the 2019 iPad, which is fine. Mm-hmm. It's really frustrating to me. All right, look, we're in 2020. It's $329. It's got an A12 Bionic in it, fantastic, powerful, 32 gigabytes of storage.
I can understand that. People who buy the $329 iPad are not app hungry and things like that.
No, I know, but I mean,
it's grandma, grandpa, parents using Facebook.
Even the $100, even the $100 Android phones have 64 and 120 gigabytes of storage. I mean, 64 gigabytes of storage, I think, is really like the minimum. I mean, I don't think it's 128, but 64 would be better.
Well, that's where they upsell, you see, because for only $100 more, you get 4 times the storage.
Only.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
But then you're getting closer to iPad Air territory.
Well, then you see, but then you're at 64 gig instead of 128. It's all about the upsell.
I can live with 64. Like, I still buy the 64 gigabit iPhones.
Not if you were going to edit, you couldn't.
Huh?
Not if you were going to edit on LumaFusion 64.
No. I would never do that. I need a computer for that. I can't edit on a tablet. There's too much. I've got like 3 things plugged into my MacBook Pro back there. Like, I've got one hard drive plugged in. I've got another hard drive plugged in. I've got my laptop plugged in. I've got my microphone plugged. I've got so much stuff plugged in, and I just transfer things around. I wouldn't be able to really effectively edit on a tablet because I don't spend a lot of time editing. Like, if I spent 10 hours editing a video, yeah, it'd be real nice to be able to sit in my bed and or something like that and edit on my tablet. Mm-hmm. But normally it takes me about an hour to edit a video, and it's all like right here behind me.
Mm-hmm. I don't get me wrong. I actually loved LumaFusion. It was just lacking a couple of features that I hear are going to be coming in the next version of LumaFusion. I don't know. I could edit so much quicker on the iPad than what I can on any desktop. And especially with the way I'm about to go and do videos now, I know I can sideload Adobe Rush. My last video I released was done on Adobe Rush.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I sideloaded it onto the Tab S6, even though it's not available for the Tab S6 for some reason. But you can get it on all the Galaxy phones. I sideload it on there, and that's what I used, and it worked pretty well. So
Adobe Rush is all right. I tested it out when the Note 10 came out because they had it on that. But it was still kind of a little bit of a learning curve for me, so I just stuck with Power Director because I was perfectly happy with that a year ago.
Yeah.
But now, if they put Final Cut Pro on the iPad, which I've heard that maybe that's going to happen eventually, you don't think so? I think that once they get this these ARM processors in the computers, they might have the cross compatibility for the. You don't think so?
No, that's one of their main sellers for the MacBook Pro. Now, if they were going to get rid of the MacBook Pro and go balls to the wall with the iPad and stick 16 gig of RAM in it or something like that, then maybe.
They're not going to get rid of, well, they're not going to get rid of the MacBook Pro.
And that's why Final Cut Pro isn't coming to the iPad. If you notice, on everything that Apple do now when it comes to the iPad, when it says what you can do on it, the editing software front and center is LumaFusion. It was the same on the iPad Air. It was showing you LumaFusion right in the middle, and they were talking about doing 4K video on the new $329.
I've heard LumaFusion is really good, though. I mean, I've never used it. I know you like it.
You've never used it. LumaFusion is great. It is so good. Really, really good. For what we do in editing, LumaFusion is actually more than enough for me and you. It's just you get comfortable in doing another way. When I had the 12.9 iPad Pro with the keyboard set up and everything, it was like having a MacBook Pro in front of me, a 13-inch MacBook Pro, but it exported so much quicker than anything else.
I'm really surprised at how comfortable I've gotten editing on Final Cut Pro on my laptop. Like, I'm sitting here on my desktop right now, which I never do, but I just didn't want to sit up there on my wooden chair, my table. But yeah, it was a real pain in the butt switching over from Filmora, because I mean, I really wasn't that adept at Filmora. Yeah. So when I moved over from that to Final Cut Pro, I mean, there was a big learning process involved in that. But now that I've gotten used to it, and the shortcut keys, the shortcut keys are like saved me so much time. And
Final Cut is great because it makes you a lot more experienced. I'm not saying I'm an experienced person in Final Cut Pro. I'm nowhere near, but it made me more comfortable using an editor. And then after using Final Cut Pro, I was a lot better with LumaFusion because I understood things a lot more, because Final Cut Pro, it just seems to ease you in on how to do things, and there's plenty of tutorials around on it. But I found Final Cut Pro is like the ideal teacher for if you want to go elsewhere. Like me, I use DaVinci now on the desktop. I couldn't use DaVinci before because I had no idea what I was looking at. It was like,
that's how I've been. Like, I've never watched like a tutorial video. I have no prior experience. I just like learn by doing it, and then I'll Google some things. And one thing I'll say about Final Cut Pro, you know how whenever you search for some things, if it's a common thing, whenever you search on Google, it just pops up at the top in that box. Mm-hmm. A lot of commands and shortcuts will actually pop up there if you Google them for Final Cut Pro, because it's so popular and so common. Yep. So it's very helpful that way.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, I still have Final Cut Pro, and I do miss using Final Cut Pro. I just don't miss the $2,000 that I spent to use Final Cut Pro.
That's right here. Yeah, starting at $321. Oh, you want real storage? An extra $150 more. Yeah, I mean, then it puts you into like $500 territory just so you can.
The way, though. It's always been the way. And anyone who thinks it's ever going to be different, they're in a pipe dream. They really are. The iPad Air. Look at the iPad Air. You can have that great starting price, $599. That is a great starting price. But you get 64 gig of storage. That's like a really weird in between. It's more than enough for somebody who can get away with 32 gig, but it's nowhere near enough for somebody that needs to edit or something like that. I know they're banking on you using the cloud, but when it comes to editing, you still got to use.
But you can't use the cloud. You have to have local storage.
That's right. And all right, they've gone to USB-C, so you know you can plug in hard drives and swap and take things on and off through the file system, but it's still not as good.
I really like that they added that with the iPad Air. Like, I was really concerned that they weren't going to add that to the iPad Air. I mean, it makes sense to me that they're still leaving it with the regular iPad.
iPad Pro without 60 hertz.
Huh?
It's an iPad Pro without 120 hertz. It's got a 60 hertz screen.
Yeah, and for $599 though, I think it's one heck of a deal. I think it's a really good product for $599. Like, I have no problems with the pricing.
For editing, 60 hertz is absolutely fine. I mean, everything's set up like this. Is set up 24 frames a second or 30 at the very max. What am I on now? 24. I'm on 24 frames a second right now. So 60 hertz is fine.
Yeah. So let me see. What else we got? Well, there's also the services stuff that came out too. Like, I don't.
Not into that. I've got nothing really to. Apple Music I don't like.
For some people, it'll be nice. I mean, it's cool.
People who are all in with Apple, that's what that's for. Them people who are all in with Apple, that's for them, and it's a great service. So if you do the premium at $35, you are getting a lot of value at $35 a month. But for someone like me and you, who's not all in, who cares? Now, if Google did that, I'd be all in, because obviously I'm all in on Android. That's my main.
Yeah, and also that Max one, I don't know if a lot of people paid attention to this, but you get 2 terabytes of cloud storage with that Max bundle too, and that's big.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's great. I mean, the thing here's the get you though. If you've got 2 terabytes of Apple storage, you're never leaving Apple storage, because you're never going to offload that somewhere. You're never going to try and back it up somewhere else. You're hooked for life.
Ties you in. Everything with Apple is about tying you in. It's keeping you in that ecosystem. You can't stray from it whatsoever. Where with an Android device, you can go from Samsung to Google to this to that, and everything's going to go with you. That's what Apple are very clever at. They keep you in that walled garden.
And that's one reason why Samsung's never going to be able to get and sustain the same amount of user base as Apple will, because you can leave. Like Samsung could create these things, and you're like, whatever, I can still use the Google equivalent, or I can use this, I can get off the Android store. It's not built, it's not going to keep you locked in. It just won't.
No, it won't. There's nothing there to keep you want to stay with them other than build quality. But I have to say, now I know in my head that I'm buying a Fold 2. I am so excited to get one if T-Mobile ever announce anything for it.
It's very frustrating to me. Like, I know that Des last week talked about it, and he's like, you can go in on day one and get one. That's great. I'm glad you can walk in on day one and get one, but what's the price?
Yeah, I need to know what I need to go and get it on Friday.
Like, do I need to pay $400 down in addition to the trade-in, or is it going to be $80 a month? How long are they going to have financing for? I mean, lots of stuff.
To know these things, if I'm going to go out and buy a $2,000 cell phone, I need probably 24 hours at least to get my poop in order. There you go.
Yeah. Here we go. I paid $20 for Luma. Yeah, I've heard nothing but great things about Luma Fusion. Retethered share
is very much like it's just like a kind of stripped down Final Cut Pro. It takes away all the fancy stuff and leaves you with the basics that you can get away with, so you can get your sliding text in and out and things like that. It just exports so much quicker. It's fascinating. If you use 1080p, which is what I do all my videos in, it exports like 3 seconds in 1 second.
It's super fast.
No, it's incredibly great.
So retethered here, yeah, and this is a very fair statement.
And
Apple products work amazing together. There's nothing wrong with being a part of the Apple ecosphere and enjoying it, because there are a lot of benefits that you can get out of it. Everything always works.
Yeah. AirDrop alone is like, for me, when sometimes I take from my iPhone, because the video was so good. If I was doing a video while I was at work, I'd use my iPhone to capture some B-roll sometimes, and then I'd walk into the house and AirDrop it to the Mac while I was just sat eating dinner. It didn't really matter. It was so convenient. So yeah, they do. It's brilliant for that kind of stuff.
It's problematic for someone like me who doesn't always use an iPhone, and I hate having stuff tied up in that ecosphere that I can't get access to outside of it when I don't necessarily want to use it for that time of my life. Like here, I've got the Duo right now. I'm using the Duo. I'm using the Note 20 Ultra. Even if I had an iPhone, it would be sitting on my dresser right now, and it would be irking me that I wouldn't be able to do certain things because it's tied up in that ecosphere, as good as it is. But I'm a very, very fraction of a minority. Like, normal people are not like me or like Dan, who go through like 12 phones a year. And especially, like, I'm constantly reviewing 20. Okay, 20. I don't want to tell you short. I mean, and that's fine. I don't think that's a bad thing, and I don't want to put that off as being anti-Apple, anti-anything. I love Android and Apple. I like both of them. It's just very much easier for me to untether myself from one phone to the other when I'm moving between Androids. So, and yeah, there's just no Android watches that appeal to me, and that's another part of this we were talking about earlier with the Apple Watch. I love the Apple Watch. If I'm going to wear a watch, that is my watch of choice. I really enjoy it. I think we're at a place acceptably in society where people look at that not just as a status symbol, but as acceptable now because they're so commonplace. Like before, like when I was in the military, I would wear my dress uniform and have to go to formal functions. I wouldn't wear that out. I mean, you would wear that out and like you would probably get some, like, people looked at it as being informal. Like I would wear my Citizen watch. I would wear like one of my other nice watches. I wouldn't wear that to go to a formal thing. Yeah, I mean, but now it was like a business casual thing. But if it was formal, then no, you wouldn't wear it. Now though, it's very much acceptable, I think. So
people wear them in business nowadays because it's easier for. That's another good thing about the Apple ecosystem. It is great for business users because everything is tied in. So if everything's Apple, you're not going to miss anything no matter where you are. So I mean, I totally understand. The only reason I got rid of my iPad was because I got out of everything else Apple. I had nothing Apple. I have an iPhone, didn't have a watch, didn't have a MacBook anymore. I went with Windows. I went with Samsung now and blah, blah. So that's the only reason I got rid of the iPad, because I had nothing to really. It was just a tablet.
Keep you rooted.
Huh?
To keep you rooted in it.
Yeah, and it was it literally was just a tablet, an expensive tablet. So that's why I was like, okay.
And this right here, I mean, this is a good deal. So if you like music, TV Plus, arcade, and 50 gigs of cloud storage for $15, not bad.
No.
The only thing that messes that for me, and it's funny, I've got like 2 years of free Apple TV Plus. I've never watched a single thing on it. It's there. I was finally going to watch something. I was finally going to watch my first ever Apple TV Plus show. And you know what? You can't watch Apple TV on Android. I thought for sure they had an app for that because it's on my TV. Like it's on my Roku TV.
It's on Fire TV.
Yeah, it's on all these different TV platforms, but it's not on Android phones.
And
so
you can't side load it either. We tried that on the show.
I was like,
side load on there, but you can't sign in.
I'm actually I'm a big Ewan McGregor fan. I like his movies, and he's got this new show he came out with where him and his buddy they like go on these electric motorcycles and they travel from like the tip of South America all the way up to Los Angeles, and they go like 150 miles a day. And they have like all these stops and have to recharge their bikes every day and blah. It looked interesting. So I went to go watch it and I'm like, well, shoot. And then like Retethered here says with the Apple Arcade, like I had Apple Arcade when it first came out. The only game I even really played on there was that car game with like like the roads and the bridges and stuff. Like I really like that game. I can't remember what it's called. Motorcade, I think is what it's called. So yeah, that was fun, but the thing that irked me about it, I would have gladly paid for that game.
I need to go and blow my nose. I will be back.
All right, so he's going somewhere. Yeah, I think the game's called Motorcade or Motor City, Motor something with like little cars. Really love that game. I would gladly pay $5 to play that game, like to purchase it, but I don't like having these subscriptions. It's like Xbox Game Pass. It's cool now that I can use it on like my Android phone, and you can even play it on the Pixel 4a. I was playing Halo: The Master Chief Collection, sitting right here on my Pixel 4a with my Xbox controller. That's really impressive. Will I actually use it? Probably not a whole lot, because otherwise I would just. I mean, we all live at home now. If I were at work on my lunch break and wanted to play some Forza 4, I would gladly do that. But since everybody is working from home right now, or at least people that have the luxury of doing that, I won't use it here because I have no reason to. I'll play on my 55-inch TV that's right here, as opposed to my little phone that's sitting right next to me. And thank you for the $5 super chat, Carl. Surprised me with Dan. Yeah, I didn't think Dan was going to show up, but I guess he mustered the resolve and the energy when he saw my lonely face on Twitter talking.
I felt terrible for him. I felt terrible myself, and I felt terrible for him as well. So I was like, if I last the hour, I last the hour. So
I was like this close to canceling the show tonight because I
not feeling good.
What's that?
I know you're not feeling good.
Oh, dude, my head is killing me. That's why one of the other reasons I'm sitting down here too, in case I want to lean back in my chair. But I have a horrible headache all day. And then when you were not going to be on here, I was like, man, tonight may not happen, but it did. Oh, nice. Yeah, I saw you post about the JLab stuff the other day.
Hey, sorry, these weren't meant to come. I wasn't meant to get these. I was only meant to get these. These came via USPS yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Did you get those from JLab or your other thing?
The other thing. They made a mistake and they shipped out UPS for these ones, and FedEx for these ones. So everyone who got them got both sets. I don't even think they're out yet, these versions, the ANCs. So
with JLab, I reached out to them, and they told me like twice they were going to send me something, and then they ghosted me.
Yep.
And then I said, "Screw you guys! I don't know." Like they tried to come back to me later on and wanted me to review something. And I'm like, "No, sorry about your luck."
You see what's going on with Soundcore tonight?
Hold on one second. I want to say, Ryan, congratulations on the PS5.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're a big PlayStation fan, so that's big for you.
Remember, I got invited to the one.
Yeah, you told me about that. So what happened?
They ghosted me and then got back to me tonight and said, "Oh, I'm really sorry. We invited someone else and they replied before you."
That would really make me mad. I'm having
great karma tonight though, because their stream crashed. The person that they brought on instead of me had no audio whatsoever when he was talking for over 2 minutes. So it's kind of left me salty. They said that they want me to go on a podcast in the next few weeks with them. I'm like,
I wouldn't burn that bridge. I'm sure it wasn't personal. Like, it wasn't.
Come on, really? Invite me a week ago and then tell me, "Oh, I'm sorry, we didn't get back to you for 7 days, but now's the night and we found someone else."
That would really make me mad. They're a brand that I do have respect for them. I enjoy working with them. They make great products.
It just went from here though to about here with me. Like, really?
Yeah, that would irk me. Like I would be really, really off about that. I'm actually like that with another company right now, Panasonic. So I talked to Panasonic like 2 months ago, and I told you they're supposed to send me that G100.
Yes.
Well, as you can see, I still have no G100.
Mm-hmm.
So they told me like 5 weeks ago it had been shipped and it was on the way. Waited like a week, nothing ever showed up. I wrote them back, "Oh, guess something, I don't know what happened. Let me check on it. We thought it shipped." And then they're like, "Oh, it didn't ship. We'll get you another one sent out." Don't hear anything for like another week. Messaged them like 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, "Hey, this is the second." They told me it shipped again. Like they gave me a tracking number. And the tracking number was for the earbuds they had already sent me. So I wrote them back and I said, "This is the wrong tracking number." 2 times I wrote this person back and then they never replied back to me. So then I emailed the other person. They're like, "Oh, let me look into it." It was like 8 days. So then I wrote them back today. I'm like, "Hey, just wanted to circle back around because you said that you were going to check on it like 8 days ago." And then they tell me today what I want to quote this language because it came off as like irritated, "Don't ask me again" kind of question. But to me, here's the language. "Friendly reminder that the product team has been experiencing delays with this product. I'll share any updates with you as soon as I can."
Whatever.
Friendly reminder that you told me it shipped twice already. Don't get mad at me because y'all can't do what, you told me it shipped. So I really am interested in it. But the other thing too is like, okay, it's cool if they're going to send me the $7,800 camera. Great. I don't have to pay for it. I'll review it. I want to test it out. But at the same time, it's like, it's not going to get any views now because nobody's going to be looking for this camera 3 months after the sucker's launch. So it's like, you're hurting my work because I'm going to put all this effort into making this video, which the only reward is going to be me getting the product as opposed to actually people watching the video because they've already watched it.
Yeah, that kind of knocked me tonight. I was like, okay. But yeah, I won't build a bridge or anything. It just was like
this is frustrating to me now. This game right here, Dave. Yeah, I used to play this game a lot, and now I stinking want to play it, and I don't have any Apple products to play it on. I'm gonna have to steal my wife's iPad tonight and install it. Crap! I gotta have the stupid subscription service. I just want to play Mini Motorways.
Can I just say how well the Pixel 4 XL handles?
I love that phone.
Yeah, see that? I've got the T-Mobile's on the eSIM and Sprint's on the main SIM, and that thing, it works so well. So well. It's nice to actually only have one phone for once instead of carrying around.
I'm hoping that I think we'll probably end up with the Pixel 5 because of the Team Pixel stuff. I don't think they're going to send us the 4A 5G because we already reviewed the 4A.
Exactly. It's just the biggest screen version of it. So
I think we'll get the 5. The sad thing is, like, I love the Pixel 4 XL so much. It was my favorite phone of 2019, and I totally loved it. The battery life was I know it improved with updates over time, but like right now, if I were to pick a Pixel phone, it would still be that one. Like the 4XL is such a good phone.
That's why I went on the hunt for one of these, and then when I saw it at Best Buy, all right, it's open box, but it's still got its warranty and everything. $441. I'm like, thanks. Considering on Swapper, they're all like more than that and selling for more than that. So
when they get down to the $300 price range, like $325, I might.
I don't think they will.
You think they'll top out, like bottom out?
I think they'll stay at around $450, only because you're not going to get a high-end Pixel this year.
I may change my mind though when the Pixel 5 comes out, because it's going to be 90% the same phone. I mean, as far as capabilities, it's going to be a larger screen.
It's going to have a better screen on it for a step.
And I think it's going to have 90 hertz refresh rate, isn't it? As far as I know.
Supposedly, and they've supposedly swapped out the telephoto camera for a wide angle. We'll see.
Yeah, I really hope so. Like, I've got a lot of I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, we'll see, but I think we'll end up with that. I'm also really excited about the LG Wing.
I'm more excited for that than other than the Fold 2. I'm excited about the Pixel. Don't get me wrong, but the Wing just is so interesting. It's original.
What I like, and I talked about this in the video that I put out yesterday. I made like an impressions video on it and tell people like, hey, this is coming. I'm really, really impressed by what LG did with it. It frustrates me because, of course, as soon as the formal announcement came out, people are talking trash about it already. But the nice thing is there are like a couple big name reviewers that had some negative comments about it. I didn't even like MKBHD's comment yet again. Had something not. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it's like he's like, what's the point?
Up until you've got it.
Yeah, I get tired of that because if it were an Apple product, it would get the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
If it were a Samsung product, like all things weighted equally, it's not a bad thing. It's just different. Like if it comes out and like clearly it's bad, like we can talk about the plastic back of the Note 20 all day. That is clearly bad. Like that's something that is a decision they made that you can say, look, why are we paying $1,000 for a plastic back phone? When it comes to the Wing looks really nice. It's just not conventional. So I don't like that people are like, hey, this looks dumb or whatever. I mean, they're not talking that way about the Moto Razr, the Duo, the Fold.
I mean, let's not forget the Moto Razr 2 or whatever they're calling it. It's $1,400. Look at it.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I actually really like the Razr 2, but it's cost prohibitive. I would never pay $1,400 for that. If it were $999, I would go buy one tomorrow.
Yeah, it's an $900 phone. I just don't see the value. But it's $50 cheaper than a Z Flip 5G.
Yeah, and the Z Flip runs circles around it. Now, here's the thing. Yes, it's not all about specs, but legitimately, you get so much more with the Z Flip. But what I also can say, though, about the Razr 5G, that exterior screen is really nice. And if Samsung does not put one of those in the next Z Flip, then I'm going to be mad. Like they need to move that direction.
I have no idea what their thought process was with that little screen on the front of that. I just don't.
Well, I don't understand why they made the Z Flip 5G 4 months after the Z Flip just to put 5G in. Like it's just a refresh for a new phone that didn't need it.
Yeah, and then charge for some more money for it to be 5G.
You know that. So this is the first time I've ever seen this. I've looked on the Samsung website at the Fold 2, and I did look at the phones that you can trade in. They will give you $800 for the Z Flip 5G that they just charged you $1,449 for a month ago.
Yep.
But normally they don't allow you to trade them in that quick. Mm-hmm. Like you can legitimately trade in the Z Flip 5G that just came out the first week of August for $800. I mean, for some people it might be appealing. I mean, I got $500 off of some dumb phone I had that I traded in. So really and truly, it would kind of be about the same. I wouldn't really be losing anything, but I have a hard time with that. But if I were to get a Fold 2, I really like the custom one.
Shut up.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with this on Twitter. I've been having a lot of fun. And see, this is the great thing about being addicted to technology is half of my Twitter feed is also full of tech addicts. So there's no judgment. Like if I turn around and I buy one of those things, people will be happy that I indulged in this disease and I bought it.
No. There is judgment. It's just that it normally comes from you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See,
like you and I, you would give me a hard time about it. Just like I've given you a hard time. But if I were to go ahead and buy one, everyone would be like, yeah, woo.
Well, the difference between me and you, Adam, is I'll tell people you'll sneakily buy one and not say anything. And get away with it. Because we all know what you did, don't we?
Well, you would think that I could do that, except for I always tell you anyway. So then you just tell people anyway.
You were the one who announced that plastic thing, not me. I kept it under wraps, quiet.
I don't remember why I said that. You made like 4 or 5 different veiled tweets about it, though.
I did not mention anything about you spending $1,000 on a plastic Note 20.
No, you did not.
I'm not lying.
But the thing is, with that one though, at least I had the sense. I mean, I didn't want to spend the money to get the Note Ultra. I went ahead, so I had a phone laying around. I was like, I can get the Note 20 for like $300. That's a good deal. Nobody's going to cover it. I thought maybe I could make some videos. And then that lasted like 16 hours till like my brain kicked in and said, you're an idiot. Why are you buying this trash? And then I canceled it and ordered the Note 20 Ultra.
Which he wasn't buying either.
Huh?
Which you wasn't going to buy either.
No, I wasn't.
No.
But I have been surprisingly enjoying this a lot more than I thought I was going to.
Trash.
It's not trash. It's overpriced.
It's trash.
It's a good product if it works the way that it's intended to. But it's not worth $1,400.
iPhone 4S dual screens. I just know doing it for me.
Does what?
The iPhone 4S screens.
No. So here's one thing I do want to talk about that. So this thing does have large bezels, but see the thing with the large bezels. They make a lot of sense when you're using it because if you didn't have those large bezels, you would be accidentally touching the screen all the stinking time.
Correct. But if they were going to go and do it that way, we're in the day and age now where your iPad and the same with the Galaxy Tab S6, why not do a small little...
No, even with the smaller bezel, like you need this bezel. I'm glad that it's there, and it's very form. It's very form and function. It's not for looks. It doesn't mess with the experience, and it keeps you from like you can hold because you hold it like this a lot over here.
Yeah, but the bottom one, right? So why couldn't they shift it up so the top would higher?
Oh, because the other thing is you also switch it up like this, so it's like you need them kind of all the way around. The only place it isn't is on the sides. Now I could see maybe a little bit, but then it would look kind of lopsided. Like if it didn't have uniform bezels on the top and the bottom, like it would look really weird having a giant chin and no forehead. So I don't know, but it needs to. They need to lower the price. Like the hardware does not justify the cost of this thing whatsoever. And I think, of course, we talked about this before. It was going to live and die by the experience. Yes. The experience is not there yet. And 2, I think that they really are mostly just having this in mind for like. I think they somehow think enterprise people are going to buy it, and I don't see it.
I don't see it either because it's not ready for that. It really isn't. It's a first-gen product, and you can tell.
Welcome. Here's the thing.
Everything a first-gen product is going to be.
Here's the thing. I think that one of the reasons it's more expensive is because they probably didn't make a ton of them. Like I'm sure they made plenty, but I don't think they made enough to drive the price down more. So there's that. The other thing, when it comes to this phone, it's not enough to be a replacement. Like, I don't know. I was reading something about what they did with their idea for it, where they said, okay, it's not a tablet, it's not a phone. And if you look at it as not a tablet or if you look at it as not a laptop, not a tablet, not a phone, it's a new device, really. And like, it's not really a phone replacement because it's very annoying. Like, I want to walk around at night to go check on my kids. Okay, crap. I can't even use the flashlight because I got to unfold the thing. You can't answer it from the outside. You close it. It turns off your stinking music. There's so much about it that is very not phone. It's like a small laptop that's just running a phone operating system, which also is annoying because like sometimes I want legitimate desktop app capability. Like let's say like I want to use Chrome in like desktop mode. What is that? Nice. So, when it comes to this thing, like sometimes on a phone, I want a real desktop browser. Like desktop mode, there's still websites that force you into mobile mode, and I need them to find some way to get around that because that would open up things for me that I would like.
Edge can open up in full desktop mode?
Mm-mm.
How stupid. That's dumb.
At least not that I found, but Edge doesn't seem to do it either. So it's still going to the stinking mobile sites. Even so,
stupid. I mean, that'd be. I thought that was a given. That when you discussed that the other couple of weeks ago before you got it, that's why I said Edge will probably do it. They probably got it.
I'm like 99% sure it doesn't. I'm going to mess with it here a little bit later, but here's one thing. I really have been enjoying using it. I really like being able to have the two fully functional screens. Because I really like that about the V60 and the Velvet, but the problem was it just didn't work because the phone was too awkward to hold one-handed. And then two, the bezel, the giant hinge in the middle just kind of made it annoying. This is everything that I wanted dual screen mode to be with those phones. And I like it, but for them, this needs to be more phone-like. Like it needs to at least have one camera on the outside.
It's definitely not a phone.
Wireless charging is whatever. IP, I don't really care. Even the specs that are in it, like it should have had at least 8 gigabytes of RAM. But with the processor, I don't mind the 855. It doesn't have band 71 LTE, which pisses me off. Even though it's got the 855 in it, no band 71 LTE. It doesn't have facial recognition, which why? I mean, just it doesn't make any sense. They should have facial recognition. I guess they just plan on you opening it before you get to that point. So, but it's built into the technology. I mean, it's built in the process. The processor supports it. The speakers are not that great. The speakerphone on it is not much louder than the regular speaker that you talk on. There are no accessories for it as far as like no cases. I did get a screen protector. I'm actually making a review on that. I did get a nice screen protector for it, which is like the only one you can get. There's no way you can see what's going on the outside. Like if they put like a little LCD screen on the outside, like the V60 and the Velvet case has, that way you could at least see what time it is, see if somebody's calling, call screen, see what the notification is that you got. I mean, there are just so many different things about it that it's half-baked. Yeah. Like, I like the idea, but it's half-baked. There's so much more that should have gone into this device for the price. But what it does do, I enjoy and I appreciate, but I'm carrying 2 phones with this without a doubt.
Sorry, I'm just replying to. I've had how to use the Liberty Air 2 in mono mode video. It's had over 8,000 views, and there's about 10 people are like, it doesn't work. And then I've got another guy now. This other guy's right and you're wrong. Look, MF, there's 8,000 people on here, and a lot of people have got it to work. Do you think I'm lying that I'm not using mine in mono?
Well, it's because
you're making it up.
Soundcore paid you $20,000.
Yeah, that's right. You see.
Yeah, here's the thing right here. Yeah, Joe. Another week, Adam will have the Fold 2. If I have the Fold 2, here's what's going to happen. I'm either going to have one on Friday because I'm going to go to the T-Mobile store and look at one. I'm either going to have one that day.
You will.
Or I'm going to have one.
Will. Oh, you'll have it very shortly afterwards because you'll see me with mine.
No. I will either have one on Friday or I will have one in like 2 months because I'll order a custom one because I like the black one with the red hinge.
Your Fold that you have now that you don't use, and you will trade it in for a new one. I have no doubt you've been holding out all this time. I have no doubt in my mind that is what's happening.
Here's the thing that frustrates me with that proposition, though. You know that anything we trade into T-Mobile is going to be bill credits, and I do not want. Like, I've got 3 phones right now on like $4 payment plans with T-Mobile.
You're going to go and play with one at T-Mobile.
Huh?
You're going to go and play with one at T-Mobile. And then you're going to come home and you're going to buy one with the colored spine on it, on the hinge. And you're going to trade it into Samsung for $800.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, if I get one, it's either going to be Friday, which is doubtful.
It'll be Friday, but it'll be next week. I have no doubt about it. You'll order on Friday.
Well, if I order on Friday, it's not going to show up for like 6 weeks, is what I'm saying. So we'll see.
You'll order on Friday.
It's funny. I messaged Max Weinbach earlier, and I think he's going to come on our show in a few weeks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, well, when I found out you were going to be on the show tonight, he was posting the stuff, and every time he gets these new phones, I'll talk to him about something because he gets them and he's got a lot of insight on them. But I messaged him and I was like, "Hey, you want to come on the show?" He's like, "What? Like next week?" I'm like, "No, like an hour." I was like, "No, I'm just messing with you." I mean, if you want to, it's cool, but I just want to ask about the phone. But he was like, "Yeah, for sure." He said sometime down the road. So one of these nights he's going to come on the show with us.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be very cool.
I feel weird saying this. I feel weird saying this. I would say he's a good kid. I didn't realize there was a tweet he put out about graduating like a month or two ago, and I commented on it, and I was like, "Oh, where from?" And he says high school. And I was like, "I thought you were like 25, dude. I had no idea that you were
going to say that." It's such a good story in the tech crowd because I'm not going to be horrible now. I'm going to try and be as nice as I can in my damn language. You have these minors right now being pushed by these other people to where they think they're a lot more important than they are. But then you've got Max, who's done it all himself through XDA and built his reputation, and he's still a teenager with a massive following all by himself. It's great.
I tell you what, though, he's intelligent as crap. Like, he's a really smart guy.
Absolutely. He's got to be to be where he is right now. Absolutely.
He knows a lot of stuff about, like, I know a lot of stuff, but it's taken me a long time to know a lot of stuff. And some of the things that he knows is very, very impressive for his age.
But you got to think he's been with XDA for 3 years. So what was he? 15 when he got with XDA? I mean, that's great.
I didn't even know what XDA was.
You really didn't? Never knew what XDA.
I don't even think I've ever been to their website. I just see people that say, like, I've got another guy that I follow. I think it's Adam Conway. He follows me too. Like, he's with XDA. There's like all these people with XDA, but I never go there. I just, if I ever look something up, I just Google it. I go to GSM Arena. I go to like
any of the routing and ROM swaps and things like that.
I've never done any of that. Like none of that stuff.
Kernels and no, wow,
no.
You are boring.
I am. That's why my wife married me. It's a sure thing. Like she's like, I'm going to marry this guy, and he's not going to do anything but cook for me and play on his phone out in the garage all the time for the next 4 years.
Yeah, don't have to worry about him chasing him down at the stripper bar. That's what my wife's like.
You don't got to worry about that with me.
My wife's the same.
Like if I packed up my backpack and I ran away from home, she would come find me at Best Buy.
Yeah, that's kind of
like there's a lot of job security in this marriage. So, oh goodness. Well, one that I do want to talk real quick about the Fold 2. I know you're not feeling when we want to hop off here, but I did want to talk about the Fold 2 real quick. Other than the fact that at some point in time, you and I will probably both end up with one.
Friday.
Yeah. So a lot of people get them today. The impressions have, I think, largely been really, really positive. Like, yeah, there was a lot of like hype about this phone, but getting out into people's hands, because the first one was like kind of like tech elitists, harder to get a hold of. It was really, really expensive. There weren't the same financing mechanisms. Like, yeah, $2,000 is a lot, but somebody
there was, and it had much more availability before it broke in the reviewer's hands. If you remember, T-Mobile were going to have it. Everyone was going to have it until it broke, and I think everybody lost faith in it.
Yeah, so now it's like they're like, you would think that $2,000 would be a really big hurdle for people to get over when it comes to a phone. But now that you can pick one up on a 4-year payment plan, you can still pay $30 a month. And that's a funny thing to me with this phone, a 4-year payment plan. The phone is only supported for 3 years.
4 years.
Also, this technology, is it going to hold up for 4 years? Like, is your phone screen going to last 4 years?
No way. No way. People today are taking off the screen protector that they're being told not to.
Oh, yeah. And I'll tell you what, though, they do a good job with that screen protector, because there's one installed on my Z Flip 5G, and it's a good screen protector. Like, I'm glad that it's there. But, no, definitely don't take it off. But two,
and they're saying it makes a big difference to the screen quality once you do. They say that screen protector that they've put on there is cheap, nasty, and makes rainbow effects.
I think that, I mean, I was going to say something, but I can't really say that I would encourage anyone to do that, because you do get one free screen replacement.
I mean,
Like, crap, I dropped it like a month before the warranty goes out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would be a tragedy. I mean, really, it would be. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I have confidence that screen will last 2 years. Like, it will last 2 years.
4 years.
Year 3, year 4. And here's the other thing. Where are we going to be at with phones in 3 or 4 years? Like, you could kind of know with certainty, like, between 2010 and 2014, things didn't really change real quick. Mm-hmm. And then between, like, 2014 and 2018, things didn't change real quick. Between 2019 and 2020, it feels like a whole new world in the smartphone world.
Also, the person who's going to go out and spend $2,000 on a Fold 2, in my mind, isn't the person that's going to keep a phone for 4 years. It's not the person. That is not who it is. They're going to keep it 6 months, 12 months, 2 years max.
Here's the other thing, though.
I can keep it a year.
I mean, if you were going to buy one, probably the best bet would be through Samsung, because if you, like, they have that 2-year guarantee. Like, if you trade it in to the 2-year mark or after a year or 2 year mark, then they'll give you $1,000 for it. Mm-hmm. That seems the safest way to do it if you're planning on getting a new one like every couple of years. The answer, Joe, no, I have never put a custom ROM on an Android. I've used every Android phone with the stock, like the way that it's designed.
Joe, I didn't put that on Twitter purposely, because then you'll get some retard be like, "Oh, report, you bellend." God, Joe.
What?
Oh, you've made it a year without losing your account.
Oh, yeah. I'm really proud of you, though.
Really, Joe? Anyway. You proud? I'm proud of me as well. I've done all right.
So, my wife's probably going to have a YouTube channel in like another week or 2.
Is it what you said it was going to be about? Revolving around? Yeah. Okay.
So, I bought her birthday present early. Our anniversary, because our 8-year anniversary is next month. So I got her a Sony CV1. She can shoot her videos with it.
You broke up big time. I don't know whether that's me or
I got her.
You broke up and faded out big time. I don't know whether it was just me, but you just. You said I bought her and.
Is it fixed?
Yes.
I got her a Sony ZV-1. So
sorry about that.
Yeah, we shot the first video using my Sony A7 II, which actually turned out well. I finally figured out that not to use that bokeh lens, like the regular kit lens that comes with it, actually works better as far as like the autofocus.
ZV-1?
Huh?
For the ZV-1?
No, mine. I'm saying my A7 II. So we shot it with that, and it actually works way better, especially for me. But it was funny. I didn't tell her I was getting into the ZV-1. Like, we started working on the video stuff, and like she's like, "Look, I want to go ahead and shoot one." And she's got the list of like 15 videos she wants to make because she's getting a Tesla. So she wants to make a Tesla channel because she's been so enamored with the product and with all of these. She wants to make like how-to videos of the features, the buying product, like all this stuff. Like, she's really, really excited about it. So we went out to go eat, and I had ordered the ZV-1 to go pick up from the store at Best Buy. So we drive all the way. I had to go like 30 minutes away to find one. So she's just riding in the car. We go out and we go buy it, drive back home, get to the house, and then come in, and I just left it in the Best Buy bag on like her side of the bed. And she didn't realize that I had bought it for her. She didn't even know what it was. She was just playing on her phone the whole time. So then she picks it up and goes and like moves the bag somewhere else. I was like, I put it over there so you could look at it. So then she finally opened it. She's super excited about it. But she's got like this notebook list of these different videos that she wants to make. But the first one, she did an unboxing video on the ZV-1, which I helped coach her on it a little bit. But it turned out okay. But yeah, it's going to be interesting.
That C1's good for doing head talks, so you blur the background.
That's what she's going to be doing.
Huh?
Like stuff in the car, stuff outside the car, stuff
you
sitting down.
You don't want that C1 on when you're doing that, but if you just sat down talking like we are now, like mine here, it shows you the bokeh effect.
Yeah.
What the ZV-1's good at, doing this. The problem is it's very tight, though. You've got to be. Your lady's dainty, and I've probably got a head 3 sizes hers. So.
It also has a really good microphone built in it too, though. Like,
does extremely great quality microphone in that.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. So I'll be like, I'm basically going to be running 2 channels starting like next week or 2. Like, she's only planning on making like 1 video a week or so, every other week, whatever. We started to wait.
Do well. You want to know why?
I know why.
I know why. You know.
I told her that. I told her. I said, you know what?
Like, right now, like, you can get Jeremy Judkins to sort of get in with that and promote her a little bit. Boom.
I told her, I was like, you're a reasonably attractive girl. Like, you're gonna have like 1,000.
Wiry redhead, good-looking chick talking about vehicles.
Yeah, she was like, I thought about making a makeup channel. I'm like, nobody's gonna watch you.
Well, talk about
if you want to make videos about the Tesla, like, you're gonna have tons of people to watch your videos.
Yeah,
if you make makeup, it's like nobody's gonna watch.
Yeah.
What's amazing had to be said.
That I haven't lost my account yet.
And it really is. It's like it's really an impressive thing.
Well, we know why, because that young man who lived literally lived in his mother's basement has now gone away.
Yeah, I will say this here with Joe, and I trust his opinion on this stuff. Him using it for a year, and yeah, Gary works on construction sites all the time. Like, if it works for Joe and it works for Gary, like, it's gonna hold up 2 years, no problem. Not worried about that.
Yep.
This is funny, Reach Other. Yeah, my wife would have all sorts of content. Like, if she made like a tech rant, like a husband tech rant channel, because I'm sure there's a lot of other people out there like you and me whose wives live with us in our technology addictions.
Yeah.
It would. She could probably
make you drop a video, she drops a reaction video to, like, you have no idea.
Yeah, like, look at this idiot. Like, I have to listen to this all the time. Oh my gosh, yep, he showed me this part. Yep, yeah, he did. That would be funny. Yeah. Anyway, I guess we probably should call it a night. It's already like 16 after.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Oh, tomorrow, big video tomorrow morning.
Oh yeah.
So that's going to be exciting. I mean, there's only like 10 of you here, so I'm not too worried about it. Huh?
Have you not advertised that?
No.
Dude, you need to get right on your community tab right now and advertise that.
Yeah, I will do that. But anyway, for the 9 of you who are watching right now, I actually got to interview the Onward Mobility CEO today, the company who's bringing us the new BlackBerry for 2021. So I'm really looking forward to that. The audio quality is not as good as I would like because I was setting everything up and I was a complete idiot and I had my condenser microphone turned around backwards. So I had to spend like an hour with some software trying to process it just to make it sound okay enough. But it's not my audio quality is not as impressive as I would like it to be. So that's very frustrating. But the interview turned out really well. Really excited about that. And yeah, that's a good idea. I was going to surprise everyone, but building some excitement for it would be really nice too. Maybe I'll do a premiere.
Do that? Yeah. I mean, the amount of people that jumped onto you because of that subject, stupid not to.
I'm glad that you said that because I didn't even think about it. I thought I was just going to be like, surprise. But yeah, this will have people waiting to watch it in the morning. That's a good idea. Absolutely. So really excited about sharing this tomorrow. Yeah, it was a good talk. I'm really looking forward to it. Looking forward to people seeing it because a lot of people have done some interviews and talked. And it's like, I feel like some of the questions I asked were a little bit better developed with trying to bring out some of the philosophy behind this new device, what's gone into it, the idea of bringing it about now and now being a good time for it and some other stuff. So I think that people are really going to enjoy it.
Yeah, I think it'd be great. I really do. I think it's very interesting. I'm happy that you got that to work with you. When I've got rid of this stupid whatever it is that I've got the 2 JBL reviews. I've got the Turtle Beach review. What else have I got? Oh, I've got a standalone display. Thank you, retailer. Totally different way of me doing reviews, and that is how I'm going to do them going forward. that review there, I've had one person say to me, I only watch videos that you'd hardly see the reviewer. So I replied to him and said, well, I'll do you a favor and hit them. It's like, really? Everyone else quite like the way I did that video, where I've got like 2 or 3 pieces of very small B-roll, which isn't really that. And I'm just sat there holding the device, being me instead of trying to be the professional reviewer. People seem to like it. It's had over 2,000 views, which is pretty good for me right now.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I know, right? But I thought, see, I got stuck in that. It's like now I've got all this camera set up. I mean, I suppose it still looks better when it looks like this, but I have all this camera set up with no B-roll.
That's the thing, though. I told you about it before. I've told some other people. People in situations like us, it's like, look, I'm not going to be MKBHD. I'm not going to be Mr. Mobile. I'm not going to be these other guys. I don't have time for it, for one. But two, it doesn't matter how good the video is if people aren't coming in the store to buy anything. So it's like, I'm not saying make a bad video, but the more people are showing up and watching for me or for you, it's like they want to hear what your opinion and what you have to say about it because it's you and your unique, way of delivering.
My last 3 have been a lot less B-roll. My last one, that Galaxy review, was how I used to review things, like not go into deep specs or anything like that. Just be like, hey, this is what it is, this is what it's got, and this is why it's good for you today, and whatever. And that was successful. I don't know why I got away from that. I just don't get any idea. Thank you, Joe.
But the other thing with it, too, is like if we spend 10 hours trying to edit a video, we're still not good enough to where it looks really, really good anyway.
I'd take 2 hours. And this is no lie. My videos before would take 2 hours from start to finish. B-roll, A-roll, edited, upload. Maybe 2.5 with the upload. I don't know. I'm always pretty quick at doing what I need to do. But doing them this way, I'm 35 minutes done.
And the great thing about doing videos this way, you're not worried about this. You're not worried about that. I just kind of think about it for the couple of hours beforehand. And I'll double check some stuff and cross-reference just to make sure I've got my information right on the specs and everything. Mm-hmm. And then I just sit down and record and I talk. And it's just like, me talking, telling you about it and the way that I want to, and no extra stuff.
Yep. That's the way I used to do it. I said to you and everybody that I spoke to, for some reason recently, you've seen me, I've been writing stuff down, pages after pages of what I want to speak about. And I never used to do that. I literally used to sit down like this, hit go, and talk. And then I would cut out anything I didn't want in there. So.
Yeah. And this is a very valid point, too. But I think this is most shows. We get talking about one last thing, and then it's like, all right, another 10 minutes. So this time, we're going to wrap it up and leave.
I'm going to bed. Bye.
Don't blame you. Yeah. Anyway, well, thanks a lot for everybody for stopping by tonight. Glad Dan could show up. Feel better, of course. Yeah, thanks again. I'll be doing my show Friday night for the Friday night block party. I don't know if Dan will be there, but anybody else is here, welcome to show up. 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on Friday. And then, of course, you can catch us next week for our regularly scheduled Unhinged Tech, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Wednesday, enjoy your Fold 2 if you got one. Enjoy your pre-order for your PlayStation 5. Peace out.
Bye.